So guys, key trade today is March 11th. Another great quality day. This is why patience pays. I'm going to show you guys this one model, and this is the only model you need. If you're looking for one model for life, this is your video. This trade always pays. I've seen it lose. I've seen it win. It wins a lot more than it loses, and it wins a lot bigger than it loses. A quick testimonial again. Talk about page today. This was a PM trade, and as you can see, filthy PM win. Like, this is a ridiculous trade, a ridiculous delivery to the upside. And Dom was able to catch a lot more than I did. Right, coming into my plan, pretty much irrelevant. I wanted to see us reprice lower into the 1 hour fair value gap and find a buy model to the upside. That hit right off the open, and I was not able to get a trade. And then I said if we sell through the 1 hour, I would look for overnight low. So all these targets ended up getting hit, but just not really anything that was for our trade. So my main plan coming today was to see, some bulls. We were currently rejecting off of a 4 hour fair value gap coming into the market, but we also, wrong chart, coming on the 1 hour, we also had this bullish fair value gap here. So again, my play coming into today was to see the 401 sweep of this internal low, find buying from the 1 hour, and look for a new high. As you can see, it did just that. There was a potential setup I wanted to see, right? Swept into the 1 hour, found buying. I wanted to see a potential inverse setup, but as you can see, it just moonshot straight to target. And then there was an SMT setup looking at a short price before news. We wanted to take shorts at this fair value gap, never got filled. Wanted to take short at this fair value gap, never got filled, right? So we just stayed disciplined. We had potential setups, and we just did not get an entry, or we just have a point of entry, and we just did not get filled. As I wanted this short at this fair value gap, my limit never got hit, and I tried one more time at this fair value gap, my limit never got hit, and it was right. There was also a short price setup at this entry here, down to the 5 minute we were looking for, that ended up getting hit off news. But again, I'm not taking an entry 2 minutes before news. So disciplined. Disciplined, never got a clear setup, never got a clear trade. Totally fine. So what do? We hop off, we take a quick break, and we come back onto the PM looking for our 10:50 to 11:10 macro, which is Pacific time. And let's get right into that. We see an aggressive sell-off coming into the day. Previous day's low was never swept here on NQ. If we go to ES, we can see previous day's low was swept. And as we can see, we see ES find buying out of a daily fair value gap. So at this point, ES finds buying. We have a higher time frame SMT here between these lows. I'm looking for longs. Coming in on the 5 minute, we see an inverse 5 minute, which was my original trade I wanted, but we just never got in. As you can see, a very strong close higher. And we see this internal sell side sweep, SMT at the lows, inverse. So now what am I looking for? A bullish fair value gap to form in the direction I want to play the trade in. Bullish here and bullish here. And I like how we tapped into the lower fair value gap. So now that we have our narrative and our data, we have a sell side sweep, we have a nice inverse 5 minute breaker structure, SMT at the lows. And now that we've shifted, now I am looking for my trade, and my trade lies within the 10:50 to 11:10 macro. So we respected the 5 minute. And now I'm looking for what? My point of entry, which comes on this inverse entry here. I got filled at 24. So entry here. And I just placed my stop at 19,300. In my opinion, I did not need to risk it at the low. If it broke below this level, it's pretty much guaranteed to probably run a new low, so I wanted to play this trade tight. Scale points, I took a 34-point scale here. There is also my internal high, which was my full TP was looking to play this trade tight. We have a bearish market. Trump announced more tariffs. I wanted to play this trade tight. So I called for a full PT here for 44 points. But we had Dom trust in his setup. And as you can see, very, very bad mistake by me, right? Scale some, stay confident in your play, right? There's draws higher. Dom ended up wanting to play to this 1 minute high at 90 something, 92. So Dom got out there at a 77 point gain. But the true target, in my opinion, obviously it ran a new high. It did ridiculous stuff. There was another target that I did like, which was this 5-minute fair value gap fill here, which could have been your last target. But overall, crazy trade. I mean, we ran straight to a new high, 360 points from our entry. Hindsight does suck, but totally fine. But what is the lesson here today? Lesson here today is this. Just because the market's selling off making crazy moves, if you do not get your setup or you do not get your point of entry, you do not get your edge, you do not trade. You stay disciplined. You take a break, you refresh. You come back on another time, and you stay disciplined, and you get a nice quality continuation model. And this is my continuation model. As we break structure, we leave behind bullish imbalances. We trade back into the 5-minute imbalance. We show we find buyers from there. Now I look for either a bullish fair value gap entry or a bearish inverse. We get a bearish gap inverse here. I'm long. Targets can be internal highs, external highs, whatever you like, whatever makes sense for the market. But overall, that is that one setup for life. But that's going to be it for today's video. March 11th, nice dub. And we're going to continue on to a big CPI day tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. And if you want to join the Discord, we have a link in the bio. We'd be happy to have all new members. Until next time, guys, peace out.